Hi everyone, my name is Brian Ralph. I'm a student here at Stony Brook in the Honors College. I guess the topic for this talk is going to be about student life, so we'll tell you a little bit about our own interactions first here on the university campus. I'm involved with the Biochemistry Society here on campus. I'm the vice president there. I've been involved with research here on campus for about 5 years now, but since I've been in high school actually. I'm the vice president of the Honors College Student Advisory Board. I'm in the university orchestra, and I'm a resident. So I've lived in the dorms here for the past 3 years now.
Hi everyone, my name is Jamie Leonard. I'm also a junior and in the Honors College here at Stony Brook. My major is biology, and I'm a resident assistant on campus, so I work within the residence halls. I also do undergraduate research. I do clinical research in the emergency department. Last spring, to speak to student involvement, I started a club on campus called Camp Kesem Stony Brook. We put on a week-long summer camp for children of cancer patients. Additionally, I'm involved in a movement called the Blood Donor Equality Movement, and I used to be in the marching band. That's a little bit about me. And hopefully you have some great questions for us. So for anyone who isn't aware, Stony Brook has a fantastic marching band. In fact, we're one of the best in the America East. We are absolutely a stunning band. It's called the Spirit of Stony Brook University Marching Band. Every year it grows and grows and grows, and this year was one of their largest. In fact, they march in the very field behind us, and it's a fantastic experience. They get to move in early. They have a very cool week-long training where long days, they learn a lot, and then they get to travel as well. So you get to see different fields and different performers. So for anyone who doesn't know, there are lots and lots of clubs. There are, in fact, I believe between 300 and 400 clubs. But if for some reason you find you don't quite fit, you want to start your own club, you can. In fact, I started one, as I mentioned earlier, last spring. And it's a fairly easy process because, as you can imagine, with a lot of students interested in a lot of things, we want to make everything as easy as possible. And so we have a wonderful student activities office on campus, and they will help you facilitate starting a club as long as you have something that you're interested in that isn't already being done on campus, and other people interested in helping you or doing that as well. And so it can take between a semester or two, and eventually you can build your club and get more and more members and do more and more exciting things.
So someone was asking if it's easy to join clubs on campus, and actually it's extremely easy. And Stony Brook is great about getting the news about clubs out to all of the students who are on campus and off if you're commuting. We have a student involvement fair twice a year, so once at the beginning of each semester, and I'm sure I can speak for both Jamie and myself that we've at least either attended or tabled holding a club at these involvement fairs probably every semester here at Stony Brook, and it's a really good way to get to see the different groups that are on campus and what you might be a good fit for, or what you'd like to join.
Can you see the question? I'm the word about.
This is the question.
Oh. So someone's asking about double majoring in music and another major. So I'm not actually too sure about how the double major would work with music and another major, but I do know that the music minor is actually a relatively easy minor to attain while you're here at Stony Brook pursuing your major. It requires, I believe, 2 semesters of performance, which would be orchestra, would be marching band, any other performance group that's recognized by the university as far as courses go, and then an additional 2 or 3 courses within music. So it's not actually a very big commitment for the music minor. The major is something that you could look into. The Stony Brook website has a great source for majors and minors here at Stony Brook that you can Google, and they have all of the different undergraduate majors and minors and the degrees and their requirements too. That's on their website. As far as orchestra goes, for auditioning, there is a relatively informal audition for the orchestra in the beginning of the semester. Of course, depending upon the availability of seating in the orchestra, it might be more competitive or less competitive depending on the instrument. But the first 2 days of classes, that Monday and Tuesday, in August or in January, there is an audition with the professor who teaches orchestra and conducts the orchestra here at Stony Brook, Susan Deaver, and she's really great. She's been a great conductor for all the years that I've been here. And
so to speak a little about more general involvement or how you can get involved, there are a lot of different ways, and one of them that Stony Brook consistently tries to do is send out emails on a weekly basis with all of the events for every club or larger events like falls or different get-togethers. And they'll be posted for weekends and for the week. Additionally, they have multiple involvement fairs, one at the beginning of every semester. And additionally, we have a website that has every club and organization that's registered on campus. And so Stony Brook students can go on there, learn about different clubs, see when they meet, and then decide whether or not they also want to try and join that club.
We have this new updated facility, a recreational center here on campus. And I can say for both of us, we love going to this rec center. I'll try to rattle off a few facts about it, but it's just so much to go with. There is open space in the rec center. I believe there are 3 full-size basketball courts in the center. In the lower level, there is a court that can be used for deck hockey, roller hockey, soccer, and then there's also an area on the first level for weight training, so if you're into weightlifting, strength training, and then a level on the second floor dedicated to cardio. They have the stationary bikes, the elliptical machines, treadmills.
There's also an indoor track.
The track.
And just some of the most state-of-the-art equipment you can find, whether it be virtual biking and things like that. So the rec center is definitely a great place to keep healthy. But another question is about trying to get off campus. So maybe you're enjoying the student life on campus, but you also want to try and learn about more of how to get off campus and enjoy some of the other things that the towns have to offer. So locally, we have the Stony Brook Village, which Brian is a large fan of, and we also have the Port Jefferson town. And so how do you get there? Is it accessible, things like that? There are buses that go to local shopping areas as well, and those can take you to Target, wall bounds, things like that if you need, as well as to Port Jefferson. We have both Stony Brook buses and Suffolk County buses that help with that. And additionally, there was a question about religious services, so perhaps you want to attend church on Sunday. There are services both on campus and off, and Brian can speak to those.
Yeah, I attend Mass here every Sunday at 5 o'clock in the Union, one of the buildings on campus, in the ballroom there. And believe me when I say if you have any denomination, any religious denomination, you can find a group for yourself here at Stony Brook. Whether it's a specific sect in the Muslim faith, or it's one of the Christian Catholic faiths, Jewish faith. There's all the groups here at Stony Brook, and you'll find one that fits you. And just even if you want to explore a different faith other than your own, everyone's very accepting in the groups here.
So next up, there's a question about residence halls and whether or not there are events within the buildings in addition to the main campus events, and that's actually accurate. So as a resident assistant, I put on programs that I think the residents want, or the residents work with me to find out what they want to see and do and how they want to sort of spend the budget we have. And so we have a lot of different events ranging from educational to social to just pretty much anything we want to do, and it's a lot of fun.
And I can attest to that as one of Jamie's previous residents in our residence hall. They do put on a lot of great programs and do a lot of hard work. Another question that just came up is similar to a previous question asking about off-campus transportation availability, specifically to the city, New York City, which is actually, I believe they said, it's only 50 or 60 miles away from campus. So it's really close to us. Stony Brook has the Long Island Railroad located just off campus, the Stony Brook Station, which can get you to and from the city for, I think, around $20, not too unreasonable. And they actually just partnered with this bus service called the 7 Bus, which offers bus transportation to a few locations on the island, including New York City, for very reasonable fares.
So do Stony Brook students get discounts to different events outside of the campus? And the answer to that question is yes. In fact, there are partnerships that the university has with different local businesses all over the local area. So whether you go to go out to eat, or you go to the local bowling alley by just showing that you're a Stony Brook student. And sometimes you even will use your Wolfie wallet, which is basically the prepaid money on your card, your Stony Brook card. You'll get between a 10 and 20% discount. There are also constantly vendors that are trying to make deals and give students opportunities to get more involved in bowling or whatever it may be. Laser tag, I think we once went to. It had a lot of fun. So the next question is about how many residence halls are there and how are they regulated? Is that separated? Separated, sorry. A little difficult to read, sorry about that. So we have actually a plethora of quads. First we have Taylor Quad, Roth Quad, H Quad, Mendelssohn, and then Kelly, as well as Roosevelt, and the West Apartments. And so each of these sort of surrounds the main campus. You can imagine that in the center of campus we have all the academic buildings, the student activity center where all the events are happening, and then on the outside you sort of have the residence halls. And so quads are broken then up into buildings, between 3 and 5 buildings per quad, and then each building has its own residence hall director, someone that is responsible for the students in that building, as well as a staff of RAs that are responsible for each floor, and sort of keep an extra, just an extra person to kind of watch out for students. So it's a great resource to have on campus. Something else that's really fantastic about our residence halls is that we have undergraduate colleges. And so each quad has a different undergraduate college associated with it. You might be able to see on my shirt, it says ACH Achieve. So ACH is part of Taylor Quad, and each different quad has a special undergraduate college which will program to different topics. So ACH is Arts, Cultures, and Humanities. Meanwhile, Roth is Science and Society. Human Development is in Kelly, I believe. And so there are a lot of different topics, and the cool thing is it doesn't have to have anything related to your major. As I said earlier, I'm a biology major, and Brian is biochemistry. And so neither of us has a major related to arts, culture, and humanities, but because we care a lot about those subjects, we decided to live there. So it was a very cool thing for us.
Someone is asking now, as opposed to the on-campus housing, if there's off-campus housing available to students. And in fact, there is. I think on campus, there are other options too if you don't necessarily want to live in the dormitory style. There, for upperclassmen, there are the West Apartments. There is graduate housing, the Schoenberg and Chapin by the hospital. And for students who are just looking for a place nearby in the Stony Brook area, there are a lot of different houses and opportunities to rent nearby. I've heard of several people renting houses with friends. I have a friend who just graduated and is at the dental school now, and is with several of his friends renting a house just off campus, right down Quaker Path actually, which is literally right off campus by the train station. So he has a really easy access to transportation to get on campus and off.
Absolutely. So the next question is, are there beaches nearby campus? And so Brian and I can both attest to this. We enjoy the beaches local to campus quite a bit. One of my favorites being West Meadow. It's probably about 15 minutes away. It's one of my favorite beaches with sandbars and lots of just places to walk, hang out. One of Brian's favorite, I believe, is Long Beach.
Mm-hmm. Long Beach is Stony Brook is Smithtown Beach, which is probably just about another 10 minutes off campus, so it's about 20, 25 minutes away. But actually, one of the neat things about West Meadow, as Jamie just mentioned, is that it actually has a 2-mile path back and forth to the end of the beach and back if you want to do any recreational running on the beach or biking per se.
Absolutely. And so the next question is, how is the food? And it's funny you mention that because one of the greatest things about Stony Brook is that they're constantly trying to get feedback from students about the food. And so we just opened up a new dining center called West Side Dining. Thank you. It sounded funny. West Side Dining, which has a lot of great options for us. There's also a variety of different places you can eat on campus where you'll find everything from Red Mango to Wendy's to healthier options and sushi. There are multiple Starbucks on campus for those of you that enjoy your daily, perhaps, Starbucks. And so the food is good. Depending on what you're interested in, you may have to sort of go to different places, but there's a lot of great options, and they're always looking for student feedback.
Right. One of my favorite places actually was just opened up recently. It's called Roth Market. It's in the Roth Food Court. And what they're doing is they're actually making a movement towards getting more fresh food on campus. And at Roth Market, you can pick out any piece of sort of like a meat entree, and they'll actually take the raw food and cook it for you right there, so you know whatever you're getting is cooked fresh for you. And sides as well, it's all good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The next question is, are there any jobs available in Stony Brook or on Stony Brook campus or nearby? And the answer to that is absolutely. Myself, as you know, I said I work as a resident assistant, so I work in the residence halls, and I'm also a peer tutor with the Academic Success and Tutoring Center. There are also a variety of jobs, whether you want to work as a residential safety monitor or in, can you think of any other examples?
Yeah, I know there are also jobs in research. They are a little bit hard to come by, but you know, most of it is actually sort of like volunteer work in a sense, and you can work for credits with research. Some labs, depending on your involvement, may actually offer to pay you a stipend. You can apply for money for research too, which I'm sure will come up later in the discussion. And then the campus itself offers different jobs, whether it's working with campus residents as, like Jamie had said, an RA, working with the rec centers too, the rec center or any of the local gyms and the quads where you can staff there. And there's Telefund where a lot of our friends have worked as well. So there are definitely opportunities out there.
And those are just the opportunities on campus. There are also a lot of opportunities off campus to work locally. So next we're just going to talk a little bit about the Honors College. So for anyone who doesn't know, Brian and I mentioned earlier that we're both juniors in the Honors College now. And so the Honors College is a really unique program that allows for Stony Brook University students to have a small liberal arts curriculum and really get a small college feel while still being at the larger university and having all of the privileges of a Tier 1 research university which both Brian and I took advantage of. Maybe you can mention something about it.
So there are actually specifically between 50 and 60 members of the Honors College for each entering year. So it is a selective program, but it offers a lot. There's the community that it supports, housing, as far as housing goes. For first-year students who are living on campus, you're all housed within the same building. For us, it's Tuscany Union Tabler Quad, which really helps to foster the community that we have with our peers. And that's not to say that they don't include other students here at Stony Brook, because you know everyone is a valued member of the community. Specifically with the Honors College, there are courses that are offered rather than, I'm sure if you've done research with Stony Brook's courses, there are the DEC requirements, the Diversified Education Curriculum. And the Stony Brook Honors College students have their own honors courses that's designated HON that take the place of these. And that's just something that you can also research too about the curriculum. We both had a great time being a part of the group, and the advisors are very helpful.
Absolutely. So the next question is, what attracted you to Stony Brook? And so one of the things that attracted me most was the fact that it was such an affordable price for such a fantastic education. So I was excited about all of the opportunities, all of the different things that we could get involved in, be it fraternities and sororities, or anything else. There is a Greek population, not Greek population. There is a population of students involved in Greek life, as well as other activities. But it's just there's a lot of options that are at a great price here at Stony Brook. So that's what attracted me first to the university. The next question is about ballroom dance studios on campus. And so
I think as a part of the rec center, there are various rooms in the rec center that are, I guess, not rented, but reserved by different groups on campus. That, you know, there's a cycling room, there's a dance studio. I believe there's 2 dance studios within the rec center that are reserved by different clubs and organizations, and also have free periods as well. There's a ballroom dance group here on campus that is actually very active, I know.
They compete and they perform at a variety of different events and competitions off campus, and they're a wonderful group, the ballroom dance team here.
Right.